On this date, back in 1865, John Wilkes Booth shoots and kills President Abraham Lincoln. Now, Booth assassinated the president at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. After shooting the president, he then shouted, "Sic semper tyrannis," or "ever thus to tyrants," before fleeing on horseback. Lincoln died the next morning. Booth, a supporter of the Confederacy, had plotted to assassinate not only Lincoln, but Vice President Andrew Johnson and Secretary of State William H. Seward as well. He escaped as far as Virginia as thousands of Union troops searched for him. They found him hiding in a barn and gave Booth the option of surrendering before burning down the barn. Booth remained in the burning barn and was subsequently shot and killed. 4 of Booth's co-conspirators were captured and hanged for their roles.
It was quite the plot, and not the first time that there was an assassination even attempt on President Lincoln's life, unfortunately. If you go back, they were actually trying to pick him off. When I say pick him off, I mean actually abduct him at a train station in Maryland before he made it to D.C. after his inauguration.
Wow.
Yeah. If you go back historically and look at the letters that were sent and the plots that were hatched, it is scary. Just scary. Temperatures right now in between 28 and Chanute, kind of the anomaly, up to 37 degrees. Now, granted, that's still cold for mid-April, because when we talk about what it feels like, that is consistently mid to high 20s. So it's probably a multi-layer morning for the kiddos, especially. For you adults out there, you know what's best, but I would make sure that the kids are layered up. We forget this time of year, we go, oh, mid-April, but now probably best to bust out the hat and the heavier coat for today. Right. And then you threaten them and say, do not leave this in your locker. Make sure you bring this home, because they won't need it this afternoon.
Yeah, you may not need it this afternoon,
right.
But you need it this morning, kids.
It's always my favorite.
This is not
It was warm this afternoon.
This is not shorts weather day. You can wait until next week.
No,
sure.
It is not.
All right, thanks, Michael. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, well, you know it's Thursday, and Chef Anthony Fisher from Pittsburgh High School Culinary Arts program is in-house, and today class is in session, meaning he's bringing his class with him. You don't want to miss this. Plus, the man accused of shooting 10 people in a New York subway will be arraigned in federal court today. We'll have the latest. Noble Health looks to take over an old hospital in Fort Scott. This is raising concerns with some of the staff. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back.
Buying a new appliance is a big decision, and you need to feel confident that you're making the right choice. The team at Metro Appliances and More is happy to answer all of your questions. Metro Appliances and More, the right price and the right product right now.
Tom Smallwood, aspiring Pro Bowler, leaving his day job behind. But is he too nice for the sport?
These lanes are cruel and unforgiving, like yoga pants.
Look, I took a big swing one Christmas. You don't have to wear them. All I need is a trophy case and a magnifying glass.
Size doesn't matter.
Not helping.
A new How We Roll, tonight on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
It's always nice to know that your holiday grocery shopping will cost less at Food for Less, like rump roast, $3.66 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin in the bag, $1.66 a pound. Extra large red seedless grapes, 86 cents a pound. Blue Ribbon Classic Ice Cream in the 4-quart pail, $4.56 each. And a 3-pound container of Reese's salads, $3.56 each. Make your holiday a great one at Food for Less, Joplin, Springfield.
Stunning, extraordinary, thrilling, scrumptious. Introducing Street Fest, the most eclectic outdoor gathering of unique, colorful acts and culinary delights in the history of Silver Dollar City. And a spectacular kickoff to our biggest year of entertainment ever. Silver Dollar City. Discover adventure together.
What does more mean at Metro Appliances and More? More selection, more knowledgeable salespeople, more savings, and more service after the sale. Metro Appliances and More. Why shop anywhere else?
Topping Nation Watch this morning, the man accused of committing a terrorist act inside a New York City subway car is now in police custody. Authorities have not said if they have a motive. Bradley Blackburn with the details. He's outside the Brooklyn subway station.
The man police say shot 10 people in a Brooklyn train station will be arraigned in federal court today.
We were able to shrink his world quickly. There was nowhere left for him to run.
Police arrested 62-year-old Frank James in Manhattan yesterday. Law enforcement officials tell CBS News he called the tip line himself.
I thought it's just another typical New York day, just a random arrest.
This man saw police move in.
He didn't resist from what I saw, which I guess is the best case scenario.
James faces several charges, including terrorism of a mass transit system. He could serve up to life in prison if convicted. Surveillance videos show the alleged gunman walking toward and into the subway just before he carried out Tuesday's attack.
After firing his weapon 33 times at innocent New York City subway riders, Mr. James boarded an R train that had pulled into the station, went one stop up, and exited at 25th Street Station.
Police found 2 bags. In them were fireworks, a hatchet, and other weapons, including the gun, which they say was purchased legally in 2011.
As to the investigation into the motive and to look and scour his social media, that's still part of the ongoing investigation.
James' arrest record spans 15 years over several states. Authorities say there is no indication he had ties to any terror organizations. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Investigators say James has a storage unit in Philadelphia. Authorities found, among other items, ammunition for an AR-15 and for a 9mm, as well as a silencer. Select House Committee investigating the January 6th riot is set to receive more documents from the National Archives. Former President Trump had tried to assert executive privilege to keep the documents secret. President Joe Biden then waived that privilege. Archivist David Ferrero sent President Trump a letter informing him the documents would be sent to the committee on April 28th. It is not clear exactly what they contain. Documents previously provided to the committee by the National Archives include phone records and White House visitor logs. Kentucky state lawmakers override Governor Andy Beshear's veto of a restrictive abortion bill. That means Kentucky will have one of the most restrictive laws in the United States, banning abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. The Republican-backed law does not include exceptions for rape and incest, and also bars abortion-inducing drugs from being sent via mail. Democratic Governor Andy Beshear vetoed the bill last week, arguing that it is likely unconstitutional, like similar laws in Texas and Louisiana. Planned Parenthood, as well as the ACLU, immediately announced plans to challenge the new Kentucky law in court. That is a look at today's top national stories. Chef Anthony, he has brought an entire crew with him this morning. You're not going to want to miss this. We've got them lined up in Studio K, and we'll join them when we return after this.
The following segment is sponsored by Ghetto Tacos.
Trust me, there is no better smell than that right outside of Ghetto Tacos food truck here in Joplin, Missouri. The winners of 2 of our 4 states' finest awards, Best Food Truck and Best Catering. And here to accept the awards are the owners, Carletta and Marcos Renteria. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to say thank you to all of our customers for voting for us. And thank you so much for continuing supporting us.
You've won this award for several years now, so clearly your reputation in the 4 states is a big thing. So what is it about your business that has people voting for you year after year?
You know, I love what I do. It's my passion of serving tacos and just putting your heart into what you love to do. And I feel like that is what people appreciate, and we appreciate all of our customers to continue supporting us, and without them we won't be where we're at right now.
Food trucks are continuing to get a better reputation year after year, but when you guys first started, you were one of the few food trucks.
How's that? Does that sound okay?
You're good.
Kirsten, can you just say your name and what year you are in school and what your major is?
I'm Kirsten Deerling. I'm a senior.
I'm sorry, I guess, yeah. What you're studying in school, like what you want to go into.
Is this good?
So every day on Facebook. So make sure you check out their Facebook page, find out where they're at, and definitely have a taste of the best food truck and best catering in the 4-state area. Congratulations again, guys.
Thank you, guys.
The preceding segment was sponsored by Ghetto Tacos.
I come here to do homework because they have free Wi-Fi. They don't say anything as long as I buy something.
When there's a lot of noise, it's hard to focus, but I listen to music to try and drown it out.
When the Wi-Fi cuts out, I can't finish my homework. That's why I started getting D's.
Millions of children rely on public Wi-Fi to study. U.S. Cellular is donating up to $13 million in hotspots to help youth in need, because every child deserves the same opportunity to learn.
TheOutpostCasino.com for details.
Welcome back. Class is in session, and we're speaking about Pittsburgh High School culinary arts with Chef Anthony Fisher. He's brought with us some of his students this morning. Thank you for coming in this morning.
How are you this morning?
Well, it's early as usual, but we're used to it.
I know.
A little bit earlier for you guys, though.
I'm excited to be here. We have a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, so first of all, I want you to introduce your students to us.
Okay, this is Kirsten Deerling. She's one of my seniors this year. And then right directly behind me, I have Dylan Middleton. He is a senior this year, and he has taken my programs last year. In the middle is Topanga Taylor. She is a freshman this year, and she's taking my class. And then I have Calissa Wells, who took my class last semester. She is also a freshman.
All right. Okay, so one of the reasons why you decided to bring your students on is because you've got a big competition coming up tomorrow.
Tomorrow, we have our PHS Culinary Showdown, which is student versus teachers. And this year, Sparta High School will be joining us. And this is my team, plus one. I have one student, Dominic, who is not able to join us this morning because he is at state band. Good luck, Dominic, and good luck, PHS.
You can say who he is, it's okay.
These students exemplify everything that I like to teach in my program, the passion, the drive, the desire to do something interesting. And I have two art students. I have a technical student, and then I have Calissa, who's just excited. So, and we all need the excitement, so it makes it good. I don't care if I win or lose. It's more along the lines of, come on team, let's do good. I want you guys to have fun and be successful. And there on your screen is our teams from last year. Last year it was just 2 teams from the school, and this year it's now 1 team from our school, 1 team from Sparta. They're already talking about 3 more teams from different schools around the Springfield area next year.
Oh wow, this is just growing.
It's growing huge, and we have some great supporters right behind us, and I can't wait.
All right, that's really exciting. I want to talk a little bit to your students, if you don't mind.
Go right on ahead.
I'm going to start with you, Dylan. You took the program last year. Mm-hmm. How are you applying this, or what would you say you've learned from it that you are using today?
All the creativity. Like whenever we did our final last year, basically like this competition, so had to get creative in ways because I didn't know what the main ingredient was. So just he keeps you thinking on your feet.
Okay, and I understand that you are working in the industry now outside of school, actually, too.
Yeah, I'm working as a cook at Rib Crib.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you feel like you're able to use some of the things you've learned from Chef Anthony in the workplace?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Getting prepared in the mornings whenever we have to dice the onions. He's taught me how to do that a couple times. Picked it up mostly from him.
Yeah, teaching you the foundations of cooking and baking. And speaking of baking, I understand you have an interest in baking. Kirsten, now you have several fields that you're interested in going into after high school. You're a senior this year. Can you tell me what those are?
I'm very interested in welding, heavy machinery, cake decorating, just a lot of stuff in the trades mostly.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about what inspired you to go into the cake decorating.
Well, I was talking to my counselor a while back about possible future careers because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And so she was kind of walking through my interests with me, just things that I like, what I want for my future, all that kind of stuff. And she was looking at all that stuff and she was like, oh my gosh, cake decorating. Like you're artistic, you like to bake, it gets good money, you don't really have to go to college for it. So it seemed like it was something for me.
Yeah. Well, and even the welding, you know, indirectly, you're probably using skills that you learned from Chef Anthony, like precision of cutting and, you know, when you make those perfect welds, when you're decorating that cake and stuff, like it all ties in together.
Yeah, you definitely have to be very steady in both of them, so.
All right. Well, what have you guys done as a class to prepare for tomorrow's competition?
Well, we've come in during study halls, after school, all of these times, just any time that we can get. We've all come together and we've been practicing for it. We've been trying to decide what we're going to do and what ingredients we're going to use and all that stuff. So we've had a lot of practice.
Okay. Last week we kind of touched on what the competition is about, but we have three main segments. Do you guys have a focus? You like the cake decorating, so like, are you excited about the dessert portion more, or the appetizer, or the main dish?
I'm really not sure. It's just kind of a whole experience in itself.
All right. You guys, I'm sure, have some plans and some things up your sleeve.
It's more go there, figure out what ingredients they have, put it together from there.
Yeah. Off the seat of your pants. Well, something special we've got coming up on KOA Morning News on Fox 14. You guys are going to be preparing a dish for us. I'm excited about that.
I'm very excited. They have created this dish from scratch. They sat down, I told them what I wanted them to do, and they've designed everything. Every aspect of it, it's all them. And I will be standing off camera, just kind of moral support, cheering them on, but it's all them today. I'm so excited for them.
This is awesome. It'll be you guys and me coming up on KOA Morning News on Fox 14. No pressure, not at all. Can you give me a hint at what we're going to be making, though?
Would you like? Go ahead, Kirsten. Give her a hint.
We're going to be putting together a salad.
But not just any salad. Fancy salad.
We're going to do a full composed salad, which is when you sit at home and you're starting to put your salad together at home, that's exactly what you're looking at, is a composed salad, because you're putting the items that you want on there. It'll be visually appealing to the eye. The flavor is cohesive all the way through, and they've done a tremendous job working through the whole process.
We're definitely looking forward to that. Well, thank you all for coming on this morning, and we'll have you back in our next hour, and then we'll have to get you back to school. Sorry.
That's right. So thank you, Tanya, for having us this morning. I greatly appreciate you joining us. And tomorrow, we're so excited for you to be a part of everything with us tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm dragging Michael along too.
Exactly. I can't wait.
I'll be there.
All right, we'll be right back.
Get ready to say hello, spring, and hello, savings, because it's time to refresh your home with Wesco. We've got tons of quality items in stock and ready for take-home or delivery, like Lazy Boy Rocker Recliners starting at just $4.99. This comfy Ashley sofa for only $5.99, with matching love seat just $5.49. And this reclining catnapper sectional only $18.99. Plus, up to 48 months interest-free financing is available. Hello, spring. Hello, savings. Going on now, only at Wesco.
Closed captioning on KOAM TV is sponsored by Aaron Sachs & Associates, proud partner of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Whether you're looking to maintain your yard or your whole ranching operation, Heritage Tractor has John Deere mower and tractor packages that make work fly by. We offer a variety of horsepower and attachment configurations, so you can find the right package to fit your needs and budget. Stop by one of our 21 convenient locations to learn more about our exclusive mower and tractor packages, or shop us online at heritagetractor.com.
Have you heard about Landers Direct? It's the best way to buy your next new vehicle, and it's easy. Select a vehicle from our inventory and get transparent pricing right away. And you can chat with us at any time. Next, get your vehicle's trade-in value directly from Kelley Blue Book. Then simply customize your monthly payments, schedule delivery, and we'll bring your paperwork ready to sign. From our store to your door. Shop Landers Auto Group and Landers.com today.
You are an innocent victim injured by someone else's careless actions. We
are Aaron Saxon Associates, your voice when you don't have one. If you've been injured, you can get the help you need because we are here for you.
The Morning Health Watch on KOAM is sponsored by Integris Health with hospitals in Miami and Grove. Integris Health, partnering with people to live healthier lives.
Topping Health Watch this morning, we're learning more about the company considering taking over the old hospital in Fort Scott, Kansas, and also concerns of some former company employees. Noble Health is a Kansas City-based healthcare company. Well, it's looking to come to Southeast Kansas despite recently ceasing all operations at its 2 hospitals in Missouri. Noble employees in Missouri reached out to us, voicing concerns about Noble potentially coming to Bourbon County, Kansas. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with county officials as well as former employees who wish to remain anonymous.
We started to notice that supplies weren't coming in. It took months for us to actually get some.
An employee from the Audrain Community Hospital in Mexico, Missouri, remembers when she noticed issues with her employer, Noble Health Corporation.
No one has been paid since our last pay period.
Noble Health has suspended all operations in Mexico and Fulton, Missouri. Now, they're looking to take over the old Mercy Hospital building in Fort Scott. First, they're conducting a feasibility study.
We will end up with a feasibility study that's more robust than we've ever had. If we can hopefully add services to that building, I mean that would be our goal, is to add services and to have a very small hospital of some kind.
But Commissioner Clifton Beth says the building still belongs to the county.
The county owns the building, and the county is still, nothing has been transferred to Noble Health or any other entity. Bourbon County is still owner of that building. And so, so Noble doesn't have ownership of that building. So there shouldn't be a concern there, and I know there is, because I've had people say, well, we didn't give the building to Noble Health.
Beth says the original plan was to give the hospital to Noble.
So Noble Health turned it down. So in my eyes, that's a good thing. They did the right thing. They said, apparently we have some trouble and we're not going to add you to it.
So the county is awaiting the results of the study.
We have no intention of transferring that building at this point to anybody until we see that feasibility study.
Another former employee says she worries what happened in Missouri could happen in Kansas.
We're all looking for other jobs because we don't have a date to come back. And even if we did have a date to come back, most employees would be very leery about going back because you don't know what you're going back to. And we still haven't been paid. And then to see it on social media that they are trying to reopen a hospital in Bourbon County that's been closed for 2 years. And I saw Tom Bouger do a presentation. It's despicable.
We tried to find more information on Noble Health, but their website has been down the past few days.
We also reached out to Noble's publicist, Nancy Mays, with a series of questions to try to understand what happened to employees in Missouri, why their website was down, and how Noble will prevent what happened in Missouri from happening in Fort Scott, Kansas, should the hospital open there. The only information she shared is that their feasibility study will be completed in May. That is a look at this morning's top 4 state health story. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Anyone with a significant family history of coronary disease, anyone who's diabetic, anyone that has a history of cigarette use, known high cholesterol, I think all those patients need to really strongly consider a heart scan. They can walk through the door, $50, it's a 5-minute test, could well save your life. But I think, in a lot of cases, it's a wake-up call. If we're not saving your life now, we may save your life in the next decade.
Book your $50 heart scan today.
Order for a brownie batter shake and a yellow cake batter shake.
I'm getting it started.
Blending in the brownie pieces.
Order up. Sonic brownie batter and yellow cake batter shakes.
Hello again, it's Adam from John's Sports Center with the Sportsman's Minute. This week we'll be discussing some archery outfitting basics, things you to consider before you come in the store. Joining me today is Jess, our head archery bow tech. Just tell the audience some basic things they should consider.
Thank you, Adam. We always recommend having a qualified bow tech work with you to ensure proper setup from start to finish. With our depth of inventory, we can take care of anybody from the beginner to the expert. We're always excited to start with a beginner because of the fact that we have what we call grow as you grow bows, super adjustable in draw weight and draw length, can fit just about anybody. Whether you're a national shooter for a school or the avid bow hunter, our huge selection of inventory for accessories to outfit your bow. We also have the area's largest selection of arrows and broadheads. We also make sure before you leave the store that the bow is properly tuned to you.
At John Sports Center, we're committed to meeting your archery needs. Come see us today for all your archery outfitting needs. Open 7 days a week.
April is Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month. Call or click to learn more.
I used to eat cake better. My mom always let us lick the beaters. Oh, the beaters. But she'd always turn them off first. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Sonic brownie batter and yellow cake batter shakes.
I mean, let's be honest, I still lick the spoon.
Salon service is provided by the Wild Side in Pittsburgh for over 25 years.
Coming up, Pittsburgh police arrest a suspect who shot at 2 people.
The closer we get to sunrise, the quicker we can begin our warm-up because we've got patchy frost on this Thursday morning. We'll have the latest from the Skywatch Weather Center.
And prosecutors refiled charges against 3 former employees of a duck boat ride in Branson.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 6:33. I'm Tanya Bach. We'll get to those stories in just a moment. But first, let's go to Michael Hayslip. When is the warm-up going to start?
Well, I was talking to our good friend Rick Norton there during the commercial break who told me it's short weather. And I said, no, it is not short weather. It might be this afternoon, but it is not this morning because we've got a wind chill right now at 7th and Rangeline that has dropped down to 26 degrees. Now, we don't have any precipitation to worry about, unlike we have past couple of days, but we don't have any cloud cover to kind of help us out and prevent that frost. Now, while we are talking about our rain, look right here in that Joplin area. That's pretty close to the airport. That is close to 5 inches of rain that they've picked up. And then as we drop below I-44, we still have a flood warning in effect for Big Sugar Creek down in the Pineville area in McDonald County. Now we transition. That turquoise right there, that is a freeze warning throughout northwest Arkansas and northeast Oklahoma. The white and the purple, frost advisories. And you notice those last all the way until 9 a.m. Now, once we get to 6:45, that is our magical time for sunrise at Joplin Regional Airport, we can begin to finally get above those freezing numbers. But it's not just us, the cold front dominating the entire Midwest. And if we reflect back to where we were 24 hours ago, look at this, about a 33-degree change when we drop below I-44. Even these first portions of the northwest part, Yates Center and Iola, they were the first ones to drop yesterday. Still 13 to 15 degrees cooler. So it really has made a huge difference. But the nice thing is now that the cold front's made its way across the Mississippi, the line of thunderstorms on the leading edge of it finally begins to die down. Let that sunshine take effect. We'll work up into the mid-60s here later on. And great looking overnight lows. That's not too bad. Friday mid-morning, little rain begins to sprint through, not looking at anything severe. But then we're right back at it for Saturday, and Tanya, scattered showers for Easter Day as well. Best thing to do, I think, is to let the Easter Bunny know right now that is, number 1, it's going to be muddy. Number 2, Easter Sunday morning is going to be chilly. Maybe he should drop those eggs off inside. And we'll do a little hunting underneath the kitchen table and the couch. And, well, I can't give all the secrets away.
That's right. That would be spoiling it now, wouldn't it?
Yes.
All right, thanks, Michael. Stone County, Missouri prosecutor refiles charges against 3 employees of the former Ride the Ducks company in Branson. A judge last week dismissed criminal charges against 3 men, Kenneth McKee, Curtis Lanham, and Charles Baltzell, who were being prosecuted after an accident involving duck boats on Table Rock Lake killed 17 people in 2018. McKee now faces 17 involuntary manslaughter charges and 12 endangering the welfare of a child, death of a child charges. Lanham and Baltzell each face 17 involuntary manslaughter charges. Pittsburgh police arrest a suspect for shooting at 2 people. Authorities say on Sunday, 41-year-old Elijah Shedd was following the 2 victims on a motorcycle before pulling around them at the intersection of Jefferson and Elm. There, he allegedly fired 3 rounds at them before driving off. The victims drove to the area of George Nettles Elementary and called police. Officers found Shedd Tuesday and arrested him. He bonded out, but the arrest violated his parole from a previous conviction so he was arrested again on Wednesday. Pittsburgh police arrest a woman wanted on multiple felony warrants in 2 counties. We told you last week about Belinda Sue Cameron, and she was wanted in Crawford and Bourbon counties for several charges, including aggravated endangering a child, aggravated robbery, and aggravated battery. Authorities Wednesday say tips from local residents led to her arrest at a home in the 300 block of West Forest in Pittsburgh. Some current Pitt State students got hands-on training for the future. Pitt State hosted its annual Construction Expo for the first time in 2 years. Local construction and appliance businesses set up stations and booths, giving students the opportunity to get experience running machines, using tools, and networking. More than 100 students attended.
Well, students get to see the reality of what's happening because these companies are dealing with this every day. And so they're telling the students, this is the stuff we use on a daily basis. It's just not artificial, something your educators are telling you, but it's something that's real. And so we want you guys to get out here and experience what the real world is like.
The expo was open to not just Pitt State students, but junior college and high school students as well. As Russian forces continue to focus their attacks on eastern Ukraine, President Biden yesterday pledged even more U.S. support for Ukrainian troops. Bradley Blackburn has the latest, including the latest on investigations into allegations Russian troops are committing war crimes.
These are a portion of the hundreds of Javelin anti-tank missiles bound for Ukrainian forces, ready to be shipped from Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. In a call with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, President Biden pledged an additional $800 million in weapons, ammunition, and security assistance to Ukraine.
We tailored this list specifically to meet the needs that they have asked for with respect to what's going on in eastern Ukraine.
The White House says that list includes artillery systems, artillery rounds, and armored personnel carriers. President Biden said he also approved the transfer of additional helicopters. The new round of assistance is in addition to the $2.5 billion worth of weapons and equipment the U.S. has already committed to Ukraine. In his daily address to his nation, Zelensky thanked the U.S. for the additional aid. He also said he and President Biden discussed tougher sanctions against Moscow, as well as bringing to justice Russian soldiers committing war crimes. The top prosecutor from the International Criminal Court visited the Kyiv suburb of Bucha yesterday. After touring the town where evidence of mass killings and more than 400 bodies were found, Karim Khan described Ukraine as, quote, a crime scene. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Also yesterday, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, a Vienna-based organization which promotes security and human rights, issued a report on Ukraine. It found, quote, clear patterns of international humanitarian law violations by the Russian forces in their conduct of hostilities. Well, on this day, back in 1988, the Soviet Union agrees to withdraw from Afghanistan. 1978, a Soviet-backed coup in Afghanistan installed a new communist government. However, in '79, a second coup toppled the Soviet-aligned government in favor of a Muslim leader less favorable to the Soviets. In December of 1979, Soviet tanks and troops invaded Afghanistan and murdered the leader. Babrak Karmal, a product of the KGB, was installed in his place. The Soviet army met with unanticipated resistance from Muslim guerrillas who launched a jihad or holy war against the Soviets. Armed by the United States, Britain, China, and several Muslim nations, Mujahideen, or holy warriors, inflicted heavy casualties on the Russians. And after years of failure to suppress the guerrillas, Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev signed a peace accord with Afghanistan.